So basically what we're going to do now, it's, I would say, the second stage. We have already our image here, okay, on the 1 second, let's say, the additional storage. Now using the SSH server again, we're going to transfer it for a newly created machine, okay? We're going to create a new machine empty, with empty disk, and we're going to transfer it here. And afterwards, we're going to have a third machine created like that. So what I need to use now, without closing anything basically, once again, if I would have used here the hard drive, this hard drive to be here on that side, I could skip the networking part and I could directly do it from this. I could send it to the third machine. But because we're using the SSH, we're gonna do it there. So in that case, now we're gonna choose the CloneZilla server. Everything is like before. I just closed the CloneZilla Live, and now I'm gonna click on CloneZilla server, and a similar wizard will start. I'll click enter again. I'll click Y here to confirm, and I'm gonna choose the SSH server again. I need to point to my SSH server. Obviously, it's 10.02.17. I'll click OK. The default port once again is OK, 22. I'm going to need to choose my username, which is administrator on the Windows system on the left side. I'll click OK. And I need to choose the location where my image is, obviously, which is F, right? By default, it presumes that it will work with Linux environment. That's why it's providing you with this type of path there, which is normal for Linux. Click OK. I'll click OK again. And as you see, the communication between the client and the SSH server just started. It will ask me for the password for the server. I'll click enter. I'll click enter again. And basically now, what it will do, it will prepare the network for the deployment. Okay, I'll click here the default, select all the clients. I'll choose the export mode again. Now, there are several options here. We already saved the disk. Now we need to restore a disk, okay? We have already an image, so we need to restore. If we would have saved partitions, we could restore the partitions now. Because we saved the disk, we're gonna restore a disk. We're gonna restore the captured image. That's what it means. I'll click OK here. There are a lot of options, which again, I'm gonna skip most of them. I'm not gonna do anything. Well, maybe here there is one which I could choose. Let me see. It was about the name. I could have, you see, it says change the Microsoft Windows host name based on IP address or MAC address. That means every one machine, because I could start several machines. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to be installing only one. I'm going to install 2 machines. I could install 200 machines like this. And I would like all of these machines to have a different name. Okay, remember, otherwise, if you clone it, you need to change the name afterwards. So that's what it is. It will create a unique name for any of the clones machines. And I'm going to choose this option based on the IP address. So to check inside, I need to click the spacebar. And actually, that would be the only option I'm going to choose. I'll click OK afterwards. I'm going to use the partition table of the image. There are, as you see, other options for now because they are more advanced. I'm not going to use any of them. Click OK. I don't want to check. I mean, as before, we're going to skip all the checking. I mean, it's a lab environment. I'm going to skip all of the other options here too. I will reboot after this, after the process is done. Okay. I'll click OK again. Now it's asking me for the host name, how to start. And in PC, it's okay for now. I could actually do Win as well, or wherever you choose. Okay, that will be how it will start, and afterwards will be most probably the IP address. That's how any cloning machine will be named. Okay, I'll click Tab for this to choose the default. Okay, now it's asking me which image. Well, as you see, it found the image on that side. If there were several images, what will be the case when we start doing Ubuntu? Then you could choose here from the list of images. Obviously, you're going to see all the images on that side of my storage server, let's say. Okay, I'll click OK here. This is the partition, or actually that's the disk name as well. I have no choices here. Now here, what I've been talking, you could either multicast or broadcast or unicast. That means you could send the communication to several computers, not all of them, multicast what it means, broadcast to everyone, and unicast. By default, I'm going to choose whatever default is given to me. Afterwards, when you start doing it more professionally, I would say you could do it, you could do it more precise, depending on your needs. I'll click OK. Now, it will ask me for time to wait. I'm going to choose the second one, time to wait. How many seconds to wait until something happened wrong, let's say. I'll click OK when I choose the default. Here I'm going to choose enter and enter again. The yellow means it's OK. And as you see, my multicast actually just started. It says, do not close this window until clients finish the clone. Well, that means it's multicasting now, okay? Because if I close it, I'm going to stop the multicast. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go now for my virtual box manager, and I'm gonna create an empty machine. So that would be called test one. I'm gonna call it test one. It will be Microsoft Windows, and because we have 8.1 64-bit edition, I'm gonna choose here the appropriate version. Okay, 2 gigabyte is okay. I'm gonna create a virtual hard drive now. I'll click create. Now, I'm going to choose the 50 gigabytes. Remember, I'm going to choose here a little bit bigger than the 40 gigabytes I have everywhere else. So to be sure that the disk image which I'm going to say will fit in this. So that's why I'm choosing it a little bit bigger. Okay. Otherwise, if it's the same, if something occurred and if you have a little bit overhead, it will say there is not enough space and it will stop it. That's why I'm just choosing a little bit bigger. Space, but with the option which I showed you, that could be prevented afterwards. For now, that's the reason. Also, it will be VHD. I'll do create. And something which is very important now, guys, to do, two things actually. When I go to the settings, the first thing is to go to the storage, to go to the system, to remove the floppy as usual, and to click on the network, to choose the network, to click on it, and to move it on the first position. That means my first bootable device will be my network. So it will start, Pixie start from my network, and it will look for multicast of this guy. Okay, that's why I'm doing it. And the second important thing here, guys, is my network itself. Okay, it's supposed to be on the same network like my server, right? Otherwise, it won't work. Everything else is not important. I could do it after. Okay. Once I do this, I'll start it. Okay. I'll start it, and let's see if it will work. Now it will look for a DHCP. Obviously, this guy here provides the DHCP as well. Let's see. Okay, it says booting the client, and as you see, it says the multicast restore and the image name. You see, if I leave it like this, it will start in a few seconds. You see, it will automatically boot in a second. And my deployment starting. Okay, it's taking at the moment an image from my server, and it's starting to deploy, basically. Okay, I just need to wait now. Well, while I'm waiting, because I said this one we could use for not for only one computer to be deployed, we're going to use it mass to be for several computers, let's say. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to just create a new test 2 machine. Okay, it will be again 8.1. We need to stick to this because of the virtualization, obviously. Okay, on that side, as you see, it's starting itself, the installation. Again, I'm going to choose the 2 gigabyte. I'll choose 50 gigabytes here, VHD. I'll do create. And for the settings, again, I'm going to go to the system. I'll remove the floppy. I'll choose the network as a first. I'll allow it, and I'll choose it as a first. I'm sorry. I'll choose it as a first bootable entity. I'll go to the network itself, and I change to NAT network. Okay. And I'll click start on this machine too. And if everything is fine, well, I expect this machine to start installation also, to be deployed as well. Let's see. Okay, so as you see, the second machine starts. Well, now I'm gonna wait until the both processors are finished. So it's finishing the deploying of the picture of the image of the both machine, as you see. So this is the final stage, and I expect the two machine, test 1 and test 2, to be there. Well, you don't. It will reboot. So this is the test 2 machine. Now, if it stopped like that, that means now it's starting to looking again for the CPU. I'll click just Control-C to stop this thing. I don't want to install again from the network. The easiest way is just to go and to stop it from the, to remove it. And as you see on test 1, my, I mean, it's starting, Windows will start now. Okay. I'll stop manually the second one too, because apparently it's blocked here. I'm going to stop it manually, and I'm going to start it afterwards manually too. And once again, it will start booting from the network, and I'll click Control-C to stop this boot. Okay. And my second Windows eventually will start too. Okay. So basically, as you see, guys, we've been able to deploy images to two computers, images we created. Okay. Here it is. If I put my password here, let's check the name. That's why I would like to see. I'm interested to see how the name will be changed. Okay, and if I write down here, if I write down here now CMD. And click on the command prompt, and afterwards I write down here host name. Yeah, you see it has been created based on the IP address with PC in front. Remember that's how it has been done. If I do ipconfig call, I'll wait the other machine also to boot, and I'll show you the other one in comparison. So the other one is back to. Okay. So I'll do ipconfig here as well. So I'll do ipconfig call here too. And as you see, the names now has been created with PC starting, and based on the IP addressing, obviously they're different, okay? As well as my IP addresses are different. You see, this one it's 222. That's why here I have 002022, and because this one is 00221, well, most probably the IP address is like that, 221. So I have two different IP addresses too in the same network, as you see, and the same other parameters, which allows me to, do the connection between them. And if you see, the MAC addresses also are different. So if I ping from this machine, if I do ping 10.0.2.22, which is on the other side, well, sure enough, there will be a reply. And if I do on that side ping 10.0.2.21, okay, I'm going to be able to ping it too. And of course, if I go ping Google, sure enough, also I'm going to have a resolution and internet connection. So that's all about the installation of this type of installation.